I mean, come on, stop with the ghetto crap. I'm done with the ghetto. I've had it up to here with ghetto. I know they want to say rap is this and rap is the streets and rap is the current and rap is the that. Look at jazz. The jump black and jazz blues artists. Give me the Count Basie band. Give me Duke Ellington's band. Give me the history. Give me jazz. You want to go black? Go art. Don't go ghetto.
Like far too many of his contemporaries, washed-up Hollywood veteran Robert Davi, who starred in Die Hard, The Goonies, the James Bond film License to Kill, as well as over 100 other separate projects, has gone full MAGA and is shamelessly displaying his racism in response to Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl halftime performance, immediately proving Kendrick's prediction to conservatives' reaction to the show with Sam Jackson's line, "No, too loud, too reckless, too ghetto to be 100% accurate."
Let's lift these kids off the streets. Enough with the garbage. Enough with the garbage. Enough with bringing these kids down into the garbage. Like that's the cool thing to do and this and that. No, those gentlemen that created an art form, a gorgeous art form, those jazz artists, let's propagate that in America. Enough with this bullshit.
You could write an entire dissertation on the profound impact black artists have had on the American music industry as a whole, let alone just rap and hip-hop's evolution and rise in popularity. But let's just keep things blunt. Davi only wants his preferred type of black art to be shown on the national stage because he thinks it's objectively superior to other forms of black art, which begs the question, what gives him the right to decide that?
Who in the NFL hired this act? And Sam Jackson monkeying around. I mean, I'm sorry. It just repulsed me. It absolutely repulsed me. What was the point?
What's really repulsive is spewing racial abuse toward the black community, let alone directing it at one of the most celebrated and accomplished actors of our lifetime, who is actively explaining how our country views and treats black artists.
Let's give them something to aspire to, talent to aspire to. Let's train them in instruments and jazz and stop this rap crap that everybody thinks is the new Shakespeare. It's not. It's garbage. It's not lifted. What are they trying to do? What's the message? What's the message in the collard greens? Tell me. This ghetto crap. I'm done with ghetto crap. Lift the streets, man. Lift the streets. And black brothers and sisters, you've got so much talent out there. Lift the streets. Teach your kids dignity. Let's bring them into dignity instead of the street, instead of in the streets. Enough of it.
It's always been about anti-black racism to white conservatives like Davi, and the irony of him making the same exact arguments and using the same talking points white conservatives use to demonize jazz and rock music when the genres were first gaining notoriety shouldn't be lost on you either. Hey guys, quick break in the action. I have a new show coming out called The Rick Strom Show. It is going to be awesome. I'm interviewing musicians, athletes, producers, writers, journalists, authors, sports doctors. Go check it out at youtube.com/@TheRickStromShow. Also be sure to throw me a follow on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky. It can all be found in the description box below. Thank you. Because he would follow up and double down on his hate-filled rant numerous times since tweeting it out, posting this message, seeming to link Kendrick Lamar's performance in rap music as a whole to a video of Eagles fans tearing down and stomping on a stoplight in downtown Philly. Anyone with basic knowledge of the NFL knows this is just what Philly fans do after winning a chip. But he's so blinded by his racism and hatred of rap music that he believes this wouldn't have happened otherwise. The hits would keep on coming a whole day later, as Davi replied to reported Russian asset and Trump bootlicker Benny Johnson by nominating himself to lead a commission focused on protecting the feelings and sensibilities of bigots like white conservatives. And speaking of white conservatives getting their feelings hurt over black art,
Kendrick Lamar was the worst halftime performer that the NFL Super Bowl, in my opinion, has ever seen in terms of overall enjoyment of his performance by the average fan. Most people don't know him. Rap doesn't translate that well to a big stadium. I didn't think the audio was very well broken out. He's got so many lyrics that are unplayable that they had to constantly bleep out things. I think the vast majority of the 100 million plus people watching this performance thought, like I did, that it was crap.
While former Democrat Clay Travis isn't entirely wrong about the sound mixing being awful, rap concerts have some of the most passionate and interactive crowds imaginable. Just look at footage from Kendrick's pop-out show in 2024 or any hip-hop and rap set from festivals like Lollapalooza, Bonnaroo, or Rolling Loud to see the energy levels rap fans bring to live shows. But Travis isn't here to be an honest person. He's here to play into the bigoted attitudes his audience already holds because that's what gets him paid.
I got to tell you, what a nightmare. I kept sitting there saying, maybe I just don't get this guy. Then I find out there's this subplot, there's this drama with Drake, and, he can do a concert, this guy, Kendall Lamar, and he won all these Grammys. But, we had Usher, we had The Weeknd, we had Beyonce, we had Rihanna. I mean, we had performers. I don't know what the hell this guy was doing, but I didn't get it.
Fox News host Janine Pirro couldn't bring herself to respect Lamar enough to pronounce his name correctly. And then you have the clown that is Greg Kelly.
Hip-hop has done a lot of damage to America, especially American youth, people of color, people not of color, all kinds of people harmed by the message of hip-hop. Not all of it, but a lot of it.
Kelly dusted off this tired, played-out talking point over a year ago and rehashed it yet again in a slightly different way.
I blame Roger Goodell, folks, for a lot of this stuff. He went so woke and weird. I think that Colin Kaepernick thing really messed with his head. Roger Goodell makes something like $40 million a year. And, that's a lot of cash, isn't it? What can we do going forward? How about having somebody like Leonard Skinner? Leonard Skinner, I know that some of them died in that plane crash, but a lot of them are still around. And you can actually figure out the words.
As for Kelly's colleague, Rob Schmidt.
And for a league so obsessed with diversity as the NFL is, maybe you noticed last night's halftime show was the first ever that we can recall that was fully monochromatic as far as race. In true woke fashion, this was done with no apologies whatsoever. American culture used to not allow such gratuitous racism. Now it applauds it, or at least it did. This is thankfully ending. But last night, a guy with nowhere near the entertainment value of any of those artists was given a solo show. It was the worst halftime in history. It was horrific. Last night gave us the absolute pinnacle of American white guilt. That's what the NFL provided to the viewing audience. A league controlled by spineless men, all walking on eggshells, performing suicidal levels of corporate capitulation to the woke mob.
No one is forcing anyone to love everything about Kendrick Lamar's halftime show, but when you have such fragile egos and warped conceptions of reality like all the right-wingers we covered, any display of black art is perceived as a direct, deliberate attack on white America and the phony values they hold near and dear. If you can and are willing, please become a paid member here at TYT Sports. And or go to tyt.com/join. In addition, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate it. Have a great day.